This Mother's Day, give Mom a gift with endless possibilities. Give her a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. The Breakers gift card lets you treat Mom to all the things she loves, like irresistible oceanfront getaways, lessons at the Breakers' new golf and racket club, pampering at the exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned restaurants and bars, including Echo, Henry's Palm Beach, HMF, and Flagler Steakhouse. And now, for a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card, compliments of the Breakers. You can never repay Mom for all she's done, but a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach is a great way to start. Visit thebreakers.com today.
This is the Inter Miami save of the game.
Left foot from outside the area. He blasted it right at the chest of Ustari, who has to make a save. That's his first of the night. He gives no rebound and had a lot of pace on it, but it was right at blue-clad Ustari. And in the 38th minute, it remains 2-0, Inter Miami on top.
Brought to you by PNC Bank. PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.
While it's not always possible to see contaminated water coming out of the faucet, the taste is difficult to ignore. And what about plastics and pharmaceuticals now in the water? The team at Culligan is here to help. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems designed to filter out those contaminants right at the source. Culligan has been helping the local community with water issues since 1936. Schedule your appointment today at Culligan.com.
Hey, Culligan man!
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's has voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
His mama named him James Edwin Harder Jr. Wow, I'm screwing up his name, but we're going to call him Lil Game James. Hit the open, C-Cat.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. Coming to you live from the Windy City, from ESPN Chicago, ESPN Thou Wow. It's your boy Theo Dorsey on the road, on the move, with a whole lot of motion, coming off of probably one of the best weekends of my life. I mean, I've got to say, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It ain't even summertime shy yet. The weather hasn't even gotten to that point yet, but still, with the festivities, a little wedding in the family and whatnot, I'm riding high. I'm on an all-time high. Also, given the performance of James Harden as a Dwayne Wade stan, as a member of the Wade Hive, of Wade County, if you will, I am also thoroughly enjoying him cementing his legacy even further. Despite him not playing this weekend, James Harden didn't show up either. Wade fans, we no longer have to worry about the burgeoning Harden wave of guys saying, well, look at the numbers. Look at the peak. Look at the MVP season. I don't give a damn. He don't show up when it counts. C-Cat's on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. Really, you're on the other side of the map, dog. Why you ain't come to Chicago with me?
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't find it within my travel plans to get out there. Didn't find a flight that was suited to me, but I did not know this Heat/D-Wade fandom clashed with James Harden fans to this level. This is the first I'm hearing of it today. You said that like one of the biggest winners of the weekend is someone who didn't put a basketball uniform on. It confused me.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I don't think from the Miami Heat fan side and from myself, like a Dwayne Wade fan, I don't think there's any doubt in our mind or hearts whether or not Wade's legacy surpasses James Harden, whether or not you would rather have one of those guys in their prime on your team if you're trying to win anything of substance. It's just this weird thing that happens, and it happens like once every 2 years or so, where the Harden stands start tweeting out random statistics and then tweeting out like what Wade's back end of his career looked like versus how Harden has played into his mid-30s. And they try and do it in a way that makes it seem as if there's a conversation to be had, right? Like, as an innocent bystander, C-Cat, you don't feel like this is even a discussion.
No, because I value winning a lot.
Yes.
And D-Wade's got enough winning to where it trumps the lack of just ability to do it on the biggest stage that James Harden's got a reputation for now.
They're calling him Lil Game James. Do you know how disrespectful that is? Like, like what? How do you, as a guy who, and again, I've never been a basher of Harden and his talents. As a person that is from Houston, Texas, I appreciate the years that he donated to my city. I appreciated the amount of money he poured into the pockets of the young ladies trying to pay their way through college, all throughout the establishments in my hometown. No slander towards James Harden here, but it is interesting that, like, year after year, this guy treats the postseason like it's a summer Friday. It's like he can't wait to get out of there. He's no interest in extending a season.
Yeah, you know, sometimes I fight for the players that seem to come up short when the spotlight is the brightest, when the most eyeballs are on them, because maybe it's just random. Sometimes you just don't have it, and maybe he's just rolling snake eyes time after time after time in these big moments where this dud of a performance might as well have been taking place on October 28th, but no, it was in May.
I think I do have an interesting, take on this, that it leaves room for at least a little bit of consideration. Like, I don't think James Harden gets worse in the postseason, but I do think he treats every game with the same level of intensity, the same amount of care, and it does also start to feel like he is uninterested in fighting for his life. Like, I've never seen James Harden look desperate to extend his season. I've never seen him play with the kind of passion and will that you see other superstars or even role players tick their game up to when they're trying to buy more time in the playoffs. Like, you would assume a guy that could be as dominant as he's been, right? I think he had a season averaging like 35 a game at one point. You would assume he would be like, he could tick into some kind of mode that would make him be one of the hardest guys to deal with. But instead, it feels like whenever the game is on the line, whenever the season is on the line, he comes up short. You want to hear an interesting Harden stat?
Oh, please.
Following this weekend. In his last 13 elimination games, so this isn't even just me nitpicking the back end of his career, because he is a 35-year-old guard now at this point. So you can say, okay, we're not going to expect the level of dominance that he had in the middle of his prime. No. Last 13 elimination games. This dates back to when he was at peak Harden form. James Harden has shot 39% from the field. Under 40% from the field in his last 13 elimination games, and his teams have gone 2 for 11. 2 and 11. I don't understand how you could even try and artfully craft a conversation surrounding all-time great shooting guards. And again, as I'm sitting here in the Windy City here in Chicago, the single greatest shooting guard and the greatest player of all time, Michael Jordan, made his hay in May, in June. The reason why his legacy is insurpassable, the reason why LeBron James will never be able to catch up to him is because he had an uptick in play when it mattered most. Dwayne Wade from Chicago, he's a guy who had regular season numbers that were great enough, obviously, for him to make all-star teams, to make all-NBA teams and whatnot. Never had an MVP season. You can argue there was a year or two where he maybe should have been considered more, but never got to that plateau. But I will say this. His numbers always upticked in the playoffs unless there was an injury concerning him, and I never for once felt like he was a guy that was ready for vacation. Every single time I see Harden on the court in the playoffs, I'm like, is this dude have dinner plans? Does he have a reservation for next week in Cabo or in Cancun or maybe even in Madrid? I know the guy's like a fashion dude as well. He seems disinterested. He just does.
Yeah, some people have that competitive fire. That's definitely open for criticism if someone just looks kind of accepting of their fate. When things are going bad, it's like, okay, that's just what's going to happen on this Game 7.
We're going to ask today. We're going to ask the good people today. Number one, who has the most motion coming off of this sports weekend between the Stanley Cup playoffs? We had F1 Miami, of course. We also obviously had the NBA postseason where we had two Game 7s, which were two blowouts, really, and two spectacular performances. The Clippers had a spectacularly bad outing, whereas the Rockets and their loss, it wasn't necessarily all the way their fault. They got out-coached. And Buddy Hield happened. Buddy Hield, of all people, happened. Nine three-pointers. 9 threes. It's hard to say that he doesn't have a lot of motion. To me, it is Dwayne Wade, though, because this is just the first round of the NBA postseason. And for a guy like Wade, who his legacy is going to be one that's going to be tough to decipher down the line, because he ended his career right before there became this offensive explosion in the NBA. So many other guys that play his position are going to have numbers that surpass him. It's hard to measure how impactful Wade was on the defensive side of the court, even though he is one of the greatest shot-blocking guards of all time. It's hard to measure what his defensive impact was. His stats will never measure up to the guys that are shooting at the clip that they are these days. He never really had a three-point shot, but I will say he was a playoff performer. He showed us that in 2006. He showed us that as well in 2012, but as his knees gave out on him, we did see a little bit of a deterioration. But a decade out from that, we see his, just a little bit more behind him now as we see Harden flail out, and you see why the difference between a guy like Harden who can fill up the box sheet versus the difference with a guy like Dwayne Wade, who can fill fans with positive emotions as he pours it out every single time. Like, there's a difference. It's a clear difference, and it's favorable for Wade. So the first thing is going to be who has the most motion coming off this weekend, CCAT, but also how will James Harden be remembered? How will the legacy of this guy continue to be cemented and remembered? He has a player option to come back to the Clippers next year. I think about $35 million. He clearly was, had a bit of a renaissance regular season where there were those conversations, right? Like, Kat, before the playoffs, you bought in on the Clippers. You thought they had a real legitimate shot to not just make it out of the West, but maybe even win a title.
Ooh, I love their path. I absolutely love their path in the West specifically because they'd have against a couple of, or after they got through the Nuggets, unproven in the playoffs Thunder team. Yeah, I thought there was a chance for the Clippers and James Harden and Kawhi Leonard, but I was proven incorrect.
It's the age-old story, right? Like, Harden, as bad as he is in the playoffs, at least he's consistent, and he's consistently a no-show in the games that matter the most. Like, the one thing I can give him a bit of a pat on the back for is that specifically, he's not fooling us anymore. He almost fooled you, and if anyone benefited from the Harden dud more than Dwayne Wade, maybe it was Kawhi Leonard, because he had a stinker as well. Minus 33, the worst plus-minus in his postseason career, and it happened in a Game 7 at Denver. 120-101. The Nuggets won that one. Kawhi Leonard's stat line, 22 points, 5 boards, 2 assists. James Harden, 7 points, 13 assists. I think he had 10 of them in the first half. 7 points, 13 assists, 5 boards. He was only 2 for 8. In a game to save your season, James Harden only mustered up the energy to attempt 8 field goals. It just can't happen. No. It just can't happen.
You want to talk about like foils of one another, where we talk about Kobe comparisons and someone who might have that same competitive fire, that same bleep you mentality. I think we find the opposite of what we have with Kobe Bryant in terms of he'll keep shooting if he's missing, and he'll eventually find his stroke, and he'll eventually take over the game. And it's kind of with James Harden, if he doesn't have it, and then we saw nothing. And Kawhi Leonard, we kind of saw no competitive fire. It was kind of disheartening to see.
It really does just feel like those guys, like, they play basketball. It's their job. Yeah. It's their occupation. It's no longer their passion. I think at one point it had to be for both of them in order for them to get to this stage in their careers. But it does not feel like their passion to play this sport, to perform this art. It feels like a nice way to make a big paycheck. And for Kawhi Leonard, year after year, we're going to watch him hold out and sit out and load manage through regular seasons. He's going to have these spike playoff performances that make us feel like he can bring back the memories of 2019. And we're going to get what we got on Saturday. Absolute duds from both of them. It's kind of sickening.
With Kawhi Leonard, you almost kind of have, there's reason to believe that rationale makes more sense if you do have 2 championships, 2 finals MVPs, to where it's the victor goes the spoils. And one of those spoils, one of those rewards is not really stressing about having to win anymore because you've experienced it. You have it checked off on your resume. It's a part of your legacy already. James Harden, that is unchecked. That has been unproven. He hasn't done it yet at all. Hasn't really been too overly close. Of course, with the Thunder team, he was the 3rd option on that team. I don't know if Ron Artest. Yeah, it's still no showed. I don't know if Ron Artest elbowed the competitive fire out of his head in that fateful, I think it was a playoff game. Maybe it wasn't. Game.
It was.
It was a playoff game. But he just maybe came to terms with it a couple of years back where, like you said, basketball's my profession. It's not who I am.
It's borderline embarrassing for Harden, but at this point, it's also on brand, and he has shown himself to be somebody that just absolutely doesn't care. So he is motionless on this Motion Monday, but a lot of motion elsewhere throughout sports and in life. Did you see, by the way, LeBron James not going to make it to the Met Gala? Not going to make it to the Met Gala. He apparently is like a co-chair of the event.
So, like, you need a good, was it meniscus to get up those stairs, or you fall down like that picture of Jason Derulo?
It was MCL, right? MCL sprain. I'm not sure. I mean, it's an M. I'm not sure if it's a meniscus. It could be. I mean, I think it's like a multi-collateral, lateral, whatever the hell. Either way, apparently he wasn't going to play past Game 5 if the T-Wolves didn't end their series in L.A. that night. But also, I believe him not going to the Met Gala has less to do with his injury and more to do with like if this was James Harden, he would still pull up.
You got to get the fit off, of course.
Yeah.
He has that hanging in his closet for the full week. He's waiting to break it out for Gala night.
As much as LeBron's priorities have changed, I do believe he realizes how bad it would look for the second round of the NBA playoffs to be going on and for him to be at the Met Gala, like, chilling. Like, no games ahead of him, no practice schedule, nothing. Like, off-season LeBron, it's embarrassing. If this was, like, during the finals week or maybe a week after that, he would have pulled up, injury or not. He knows. He understands how bad that would look. For sure.
I don't know, but
for sure.
But more than an athlete is LeBron James. He is bigger than the NBA. He is bigger than the sport.
He cares about optics.
Yeah, but he's also, 40 years old. I feel like at some point you got to say, let them say what they want. No. I'm a megastar, so I'm going to do megastar things.
Has LeBron ever presented himself with the demeanor of let them say what they want, or is he a control the narrative at every point guy?
That's true. He does.
Like, what are we talking about?
Fair enough.
Cares.
So maybe I'm more so criticizing if that's the actual brain chemistry and that is the decision from LeBron is just for optics. Go have a good night. Have a good time.
No, it's absolutely optics, and I'm okay with that because at the very least, even if it's just for the optics of it all, at least you're sending the message that you give a damn. And he has to be a good role model right now for Luka Doncic because that's a guy who also, like Harden, I'm sure right after a game-losing performance like that, a series that is just absolutely disheartening, he would also be ready to go kick it at the club or party at the Met Gala. It just sends a bad signal. Have we gotten any word on whether or not Luka's gonna room up with LeBron, shack up with the James family this offseason?
He needs a good influence. He needs like a big brother program in the NBA. Like they have those in regular society to have a good influence in your life. If maybe you're floating out there and going down a bad path, do we need NBA basketball players to have big brothers in the NBA to find that good person to look up to and think that's how you do this thing?
Yeah, and absolutely. What would be a horrible pairing, and I'm not sure how Harden is going to end his career. I would hope that next season is the last one. There's no way he's declining that player option. He'll come back. He'll collect his $35 million, and he will do the exact same thing he did this year. Fun regular season, absolutely a dud when it comes to the playoffs, if they even make it there, as the Western Conference is continuing to get stronger and stronger and younger and younger. The Clippers, I mean, we talked about the Suns. We've spoken about how, desolate it feels like for the Miami Heat, who have just enough to be competitive but not enough to swing for the fences on a big star. What the hell do the Clippers have to look forward to as they are watching to get Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, they traded away Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is not only maybe en route to leading the Thunder to a championship, he's going to be the likely winner of the Kia MVP a couple of days from now. You've got to feel miserable if you're Steve Ballmer and the Clippers.
But Okay.
What's the future? What's the outlook? What are we doing here?
So we talk about desolate fan bases who are really unfortunate to what they're looking at, and you jokingly just said it. I at least know that Steve Ballmer is pulling in the same direction if I'm a Clippers fan. Like, he is making decisions, and they are big swings in free agency. There's no doubt about that. But I think the wall and treating his fans, because they are the little brother in that city, treating them with respect and treating them like higher citizens, I think it's a good thing, and I appreciate that.
I'm sorry. Fans, would you rather be treated with respect or championships? What matters more to you? Do you want your because I remember Matt Ishbia a couple of weeks ago in his feud with Stephen A. Smith, as he was criticized for being an owner of the Suns, and I think Stephen A. was saying he was the worst owner of all time or something like that. He points to his community involvement and him driving down prices in the arena and all of these other things that are really nice to have. And trust me, as a fan of the Miami Heat, I would love them to drive down the prices at Kaseya Center. As a fan of the Miami Hurricanes, Hard Rock Stadium, they be taxing a lot as well. I haven't been able to, go kick it at Arrowhead yet, but I'm sure the Hunt family is raking in the dollars. They're not really as concerned with fan enjoyment. That's got to feel good. What feels even better is a team that is competitive, a team that has hope, and a team that brings home championships. And the Clippers, they won't be doing that anytime soon. The Phoenix Suns, absolutely no roadway for that for the next decade, likely, unless they find some kind of gift from God, some second-round pick that turns into Nikola Jokic. I don't see it happening. And for the Miami Heat, there is a path. It just is very unclear. I'll always remind people in 2019 when Pat Riley swung for the fences, quote unquote, but it really felt like a ground rule double and got Jimmy Butler. Nobody anticipated what the next 5 seasons would actually be, and I will take that 10 times over 10. I feel like Miami has a great chance to reset. Clippers, Suns, even some of these other squads around the league that are kind of middling in the middle. I'm in the city of Chicago right now, C-Cat. You talk to any Chicago sports fan, and they bring up any team other than the Bulls. I saw my homie DJ Oreo at a party last night, and he was like, yo, man, I'm spinning an arena these days. I'm like, oh, what team? The Blackhawks. I'm like, you don't get over there to Chicago, the Bulls? Nobody talk about the Bulls anymore. In fact, at the wedding I went to on Saturday, one of my cousins on my wife's side, he told me he's a Jimmy Butler fan. He's like, I used to root for the Bulls. I am now a Jimmy Butler fan. First and foremost, I did not realize Jimmy had that kind of lure to bring, how there's LeBron fans, there's KD fans. There are actually Jimmy Butler fans out here in this world. I do think also very tumultuous guy to follow. It's got to be hell being a Jimmy fan.
Yeah, well, you're one of them, aren't you? I mean, you want the Warriors to win the NBA Finals this year.
I do want the Warriors to win the NBA Finals, the Warriors or the Timberwolves, which, by the way, cannot wait for this round 2 series, Warriors, Timberwolves. I do think the Golden State got screwed with the scheduling. Have you seen the schedule they put out?
Yeah, they get 1 day rest, don't they?
Yeah, they only have 1 day of rest in between their first 5 games. They only get 1 day of rest in between the first. And that obviously benefits the younger team that also had more rest between their last series versus the Warriors, who just had to go 7. I got the T-Wolves in that. We'll do playoff predictions for round 2 a little later in the show. Obviously, we already got the first data point with Cavs Pacers. I'm still not buying in on Indianapolis. I like the Wolves to come out of that series. I also am just grateful that we get to see Ant-Man put another GOAT in his trophy case. Steph, Buddy Hield can't save you from the Ant-Man. You next. Absolutely. Back to Harden, though, because I haven't gotten a chance to ask this question. I'm interested to know how our fans out there in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast and worldwide here on Theoretically Speaking feel about James Harden. Either tap in on the YouTube chat at ESPN West Palm, call in on the Baptist Health Hotline, or just text CCAT. Just text them individually. How will you remember James Harden, the NBA player? What will his legacy be? Because for the umpteenth time, he laid an absolute dud in an elimination game, and he is now in his past 5 elimination games averaging just 14 points per game on 38% shooting. This is absolutely abysmal. How will Harden be remembered? To me, he'll be remembered as a fun player, but one who should never be in the same conversation as the NBA greats. There has to be a line of delineation. I wonder if with the Naismith Hall of Fame, he can't be a first ballot Hall of Famer. You out of GP, you cannot let this young man be a first ballot Hall of Famer based on what he has done when it's mattered most. How will you remember James Harden and his legacy? 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Tap in with the guys. Theoretically speaking, we are on the road from ESPN Chicago, but I'd like to hear you on the Baptist Health Hotline, how you will remember James Harden, the man, the myth, the guy that leaves you incredulous every postseason. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. That's the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. How you remember James Harden and who has the most motion coming off of this postseason weekend. CCAT, what was your viewing experience like this weekend? I know Saturday you had a little family engagement. Sunday, were you able to kick your feet up and just ball out on sports?
Yeah, more second screening. You know, it's tough this time, early NBA playoffs, so no audio of said games, but definitely second screen. Watch Game 7 on Saturday and watch Game 7 on watch Game 7 on Friday and watch Game 7 last night on Sunday.
So for me, Game 7 Saturday, the Clippers-Nuggets, that one was more difficult to watch because it was like wedding festivity stuff going on, trying to be in and out, trying to spending time with family. You don't want to be that guy. I'm never going to be that guy. And I know a lot of, sports radio hosts and
Hardos.
You said what?
Hardos.
Hardos, is that what we call them?
They're very quick to criticize other fans on their commitment to being fans.
Yes, but also I more so mean like I don't care about their criticism of me not watching games live. I more so hate I don't never want to be that guy that is in the middle of a great moment, right? We're at a brunch, we're at a wedding reception, we are maybe at ESPN Top 63, and I'm sitting on my phone streaming the game. Can't have it both ways. Got to be able to live in the moment. Got to be able to embrace the people that are in front of you. I like to be present. I like to be active. So I don't like to be guys streaming on the phone in the midst of events. And, of course, I'm out here in Chicago. We had a wedding on Saturday. We've been linking up with my wife's side of the family. She's from the south side of Chicago, or at least her family is. And so it's a lot of good people out here we've been running into and linking up with. So I haven't been as locked in on being able to check games out live. A few times, like last night in the club, Rockets-Warriors Game 7, I was intrigued with what was going on with that, so I did pull up my little Xfinity Stream app. I did pop it up, and a few times at the table as I'm waiting on a drink or whatnot, kind of tap in to see what was happening. And what the hell got into Bud, not Buddy Hield? What was that? As you were watching that, was there an assumption he would continue to drain those threes, or did it feel like something that was like kind of going haywire at one point? Like, what were they trapping Steph and leaving him wide open? Like, how does he go 9 for 11 with 33 points in an elimination game?
9 for 11 from 3, 12 from 15 from the field. Honestly, to be completely honest, listen, playoff NBA viewer, I forgot what number Buddy Hield was. I didn't know what was happening until like the late third quarter. Who was actually hitting these shots?
Bro, he is so like what do they call it? Shekel and Hyde, Heckle and Hyde. What is that?
Jekyll and Hyde.
Jekyll and Hyde. He's so Jekyll and Hyde. You never know what you're going to get. Just one of the more inconsistent players, but when he's hot, he's amazing. I still remember his days back as an Oklahoma Sooner where we were pulling out like not the Steph comps, but we were feeling like his name was rising up the draft board specifically because there was no one like him when it came from pulling it from deep. He had range. He was like so fire. How deep did that Sooners team make it in that March Madness round? I know it was a little disappointing.
Yeah, I don't think they went. I don't think they made it to the Final Four.
Yeah, they did not make the Final Four. I know that much. But I do feel like there were a lot of people that were picking him because they thought he could have that Steph Curry-esque impact, like what we saw from Curry with Davidson getting them to the Elite Eight. I would have to go back and see how Hill did in those games. But I brought that up just to say that was the last time I feel like Hield was that heavily relied on in a game that was win or go home. And for him to be that for the Warriors, who still have Steph, obviously, who have Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, the whole deficit that they face is there isn't that Klay Thompson-esque presence. That void has been filled by Buddy Hield. He pulled a Klay Thompson-type performance out of his tail. You got to give him props for that.
That's true. In that uniform, it kind of looked a little bit familiar for sure.
Yes.
And isn't everyone who was watching that game that was an unbiased viewer hoping that the Warriors won? Like, you care more about the Warriors. You hate Draymond Green, or you love Steph Curry, or you, Theodosia, are invested in Jimmy Butler.
It's my dog.
How much feelings do we have towards the Houston Rockets, if not for their involvement with the Golden State Warriors this series?
I will say this as a Houstonian, you know what I'm saying, from Mo City, Texas. By the way, last night my guy Els the DJ put on Tops Drop. He also put on at one point a Mike Jones song, which kind of I almost lost my mind in the club. At that point, another button came down and the shades went on, and I don't remember a thing after that. I heard Stay Flossin'. Heard a little Stay Flossin', which you know that song as well, right, Kat?
Listen, dude.
You do know that one.
You should never assume that I know a song. Just in general. It could be in my genre.
Stay flossing in that candy paint. Rolling. You've heard this song.
No.
I'm actually disappointed.
I thought you were making up a song for a second.
No, that was a real song. We're going to get that on the rejoin on the other side. We're going to get that as a rejoin if we can. Stay flossing, Mike Jones. If you can play me in with that one just to give me the vibes I felt last night. But I brought that up to say this. Like, I do want something good to happen for Houston sports. Like, I do. The Cougars were right there. And then the inconceivable ending to that March Madness game for the Houston Cougars. Like, I feel for Kelvin Sampson. That would have been historic if they would have been able to get it done. The Houston Texans, I do appreciate what they have been able to elevate to over the past couple of years with C.J. Stroud. By the way, he clunked a free throw for the pregame shot for the Rockets beforehand, so maybe that was the omen.
Wait, do they do that at all basketball arenas? There's like a first pitch, a pregame shot? What the hell?
Rockets, I think the Rockets have been doing, I've seen it multiple times from the Rockets. I don't think most NBA teams do that, but yeah, they bring a star out here and there, and then they get the crowd hype with his first shot.
Okay, so he missed it. So some teams bang a drum, and some teams just take a free throw?
I like pregame. Yeah, free throw's kind of whack. I do appreciate a pregame celebrity injected like ceremonious thing that you can do. The Panthers had the keep pounding for the pounding of the drum. You got that for the Florida Panthers as well.
Yeah, I've also seen you ring a bell in Philly for the Sixers. That's a big thing as well. Some hockey teams have the horn. Maybe it's not some. Maybe it's just one that I'm thinking of right now.
The one where you crank the horn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Those are fun though, right? Like that's a good thing.
Yeah, but
I like that.
It feels like you got to have something that's significant to your city, for your franchise, for that team to make it make sense.
Yeah. Any
team can do, let's take a shot, a ceremonious, and then it probably won't go in because these are not professional athletes who are taking said shot.
No. C.J. Stroud, I got a bone to pick, though, because he was the one talking crap with Micah Parsons on their little cutesy fun boy podcast, talking about how great of a basketball player he was, talking about how he could drop 20 in an NBA game. Don't run your mouth talking about you could drop 20 in an NBA game and then miss a free throw. A free throw in one of the biggest moments, pre-Game 7. You got to hit that if you're Stroud.
Yeah.
That's bad for the Texans, too. I'd be disappointed in them.
That is horrible. I guess they do a first pitch in baseball, but that tradition's been there for a long time, and everyone does the first pitch.
Let's do first hit in baseball. You know what I'm saying?
However long it takes, it takes.
Yeah.
You're just having someone throwing BP, and eventually someone hits a line drive, and then you have a delay of the game, not for the rain, not for lightning. No. It's because
first hit.
Yeah, exactly. It is because I'm trying to think of a celebrity that would make sense at a baseball game.
50 Cent.
It's because 50 Cent could not square up a ball and drive one the other way. He was being too pole happy and never made solid contact. So the 7:05 first pitch is now a 8:35 first pitch.
Much more entertaining.
Yeah.
Much more entertaining watching 50 Cent like swing and miss at like BP type of baseball pitches versus me kind of like the first inning. Maybe if it goes long, you just cancel the first inning.
And then you got Mr. Beast who puts one out of the park because he's a college baseball player. Like, wow, this is incredible.
I did see something about this guy being a college baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that C-Cat and Mr. Beast have in common: college baseball players.
For sure. One of many things we have in common. Me and Jimmy Donaldson are well acquainted.
Is that his name?
Yes.
He absolutely sucks as a host, by the way.
Whoa. I
absolutely
mean, he's
sucks.
still
All-Star
doing pretty damn good.
All-Star Weekend when they had him in there as the in-arena like guy on the microphone for that three-point shooting, I had to turn the volume off.
Listen, he's not used to live productions.
all
He's
good.
used to the YouTube game where you
all
have
good.
many shots at it to introing a video.
Yeah. Just stick to that then. Tonight in the NBA, we got Knicks at Celtics game 1. That tips off at 7 Eastern. We got Nuggets at Thunder, another game 1, 9:30 tip-off. That'll be into the wee hours of the night. And in the NHL, we got Panthers at Maple Leafs. The Leafs. Game 1 of that series, 8 o'clock Eastern. The Cats won the regular season series 3-1. They're coming off of a 5-game series victory over the Tampa Bay Lightning. A lot of action to tap into tonight, so stick around. Also on the other side, we are going to address the elephant in the room, which was, I think I saw you pop it up on the chat, my wedding outfit.
Oh, yeah.
Are we saving that for Tina in the happy hour?
We'll save it for Tina in the happy hour.
Let's save it for Tina in the happy hour. Then on the other side, we'll talk about the most euphoric moments in sports because, CCAT, you feel like what happened last night in the NHL, there is nothing greater. No greater moment can happen for a fan in an arena than what we saw happen in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I'll tell you one that likely just passes it up a little bit for me. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. I'm live from ESPN Thou Wow, ESPN Chicago. It is, theoretically speaking, from ESPN 106.3, live.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that wants to learn more about careers with Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation, 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Is your air or water flowing perfectly in your home? If the answer is no, EDS is yes. Theo here, and for me, EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing is my go-to, and it should be yours too. EDS is Palm Beach County's trusted AC and plumbing expert. They'll make sure your air and water flow perfectly. EDS is a train comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. Go to edsisyes.com. That's edsisyes.com. When comfort matters, EDS is yes.
This Mother's Day, give Mom a gift with endless possibilities. Give her a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. The Breakers gift card lets you treat Mom to all the things she loves, like irresistible oceanfront getaways, lessons at the Breakers' new golf and racket club, pampering at the exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned restaurants and bars, including Echo, Henry's Palm Beach, HMF, and Flagler Steakhouse. And now, for a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card, compliments of the Breakers. You can never repay Mom for all she's done, but a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach is a great way to start. Visit thebreakers.com today.
Attention business owners, the next several months are going to be super busy. Why not let us take some of the burden off of you? Get the help you need from Intelligent Office in Palm Beach Gardens. Professional live receptionists to answer, screen, and forward all of your calls to you live. Why do you need a virtual assistant? No high salaries, no holidays or sick pay, no call-outs, no turnover, and no additional equipment. Call 561-472-8400 or visit intelligentoffice.com to learn more how we can help you streamline your day.
Introducing the bold, the powerful, the all-new 2025 Range Rover Sport P530 Dynamic SE. a luxury SUV that commands attention with its refined design, dynamic performance, and cutting-edge technology. Lease the 2025 Range Rover Sport for just $1529 per month for 36 months. Drive in style, power, and comfort, all for just $1529 a month. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and take the new Range Rover Sport for a spin. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. 3 teams wore alternate jerseys last week. All 3 lost. Coincidence? Or is this the start of something sinister? We're connecting the dots and possibly inventing some. ESPN 106.3.
Mike Jones. Mike Jones. I stay flossing in that candy paint.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
24, tearing off the lane, yeah. Woo! That's what I'm talking about, Cat, man.
It's a good song. I never heard of this song before.
You see what I'm saying? Now imagine you haven't heard this song in a few years. You at the club, your boy hit you up a couple days ago. He said, yo, you in Chicago, I'm in town, bro. I'm spinning at this spot. We pull up. 10 minutes in after I get my drink, I'm sitting down with my wife. You know what I'm saying? She's looking good. She's vibing. And then this blast. This come on. I got up out of my seat, C-Cat, and I ran over to the DJ booth. I'm not lying.
To do what?
To go dap him up.
Oh, okay.
I dapped him up. I took a little video. I'm sure he was mad because he was in the middle of DJing. I have a bad problem of doing that. But listen to this song.
Yeah,
I'm a
song.
vibes guy.
But is this like in the common purview? People know this song?
Enough. People know this song enough. This was at Mike Jones's peak, which you're familiar with Mike Jones, the rapper, right?
No, again, like that's
they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me.
No, we have a teammate, an employee here, a coworker, who his name is Mike Jones, and like, yeah, like the rapper. I was like, yeah, that I don't know what you're talking about.
That's wild. I'm actually surprised that I'm thoroughly shocked that you don't know who Mike Jones is.
All right, C-Cat's top 5 rappers of all time. You ready?
Okay.
You ready?
Okay, so Mike Jones.
In no specific order.
My top 5 or your top 5?
Mine.
Okay, give me your top 5 rappers.
We'll go number 1.
Number 1.
T-Pain. I think T-Pain is definitely in the top 5 for me. You cannot convince me otherwise.
Number 2.
Probably have to go Jay-Z, Only in Empire State of Mind album.
Okay. No, not a Blueprint guy.
Don't even try that with me.
Okay.
That was a silly proposition in any sense of the word.
Number 3.
It says top 5 rappers from the purview of C-Cat, by the way, if you're just tuning in.
Eminem, but only Recovery.
Okay.
Cinderella Man.
Was Stan on Recovery?
No, that was too old for me.
Swinging and a miss.
Yeah, Recovery, Eminem. Now we got to find 2 more rappers.
Okay. Number 4.
I think I'll go with Nicki Minaj. Starships is a great song. Anaconda's a good song.
Did you watch the video?
Yes.
How many times?
Formative years of 13-year-old C-Cat.
She broke YouTube with that video, I think. I think that was like the most viewed video on YouTube for a while.
And now reaching the extended Mount Rushmore of C-Cat rappers at
number 5.
And you might be unhappy that I'm choosing this guy.
Is it Mike Jones?
People who are listening on the radio, people who are watching on YouTube might be unhappy that I'm choosing this guy. But I'm going to have to go with Drake.
Oh, wow.
Just I know a lot of his songs.
Okay.
So I'm not just going to betray him because it's popular to not like Drake these days.
It's not. You're confusing a guy losing a rap battle with people disliking Drake. There's not I am a Kendrick fan. I'm also a Drake fan. I'm also a J. Cole fan. I love all of their discography. I'm a big fan of all of their music. Drake got his ass whooped in that rap battle. He lost. So if Kendrick gets to have his victory lap and you and other people that are detractors of Kendrick for some odd reason don't get to rain on his parade, to the victors go the spoils. Now, I'm still going to bang me some Drake. I'm still going to continue to bang me some J. Cole, even though he waved the white flag.
Yeah.
And Kendrick is the king. That's how it works.
See, winning the rap beef is like winning a one-on-one game at the courts. Like you just go to your local neighborhood basketball courts, and then Drake wins NBA championships. That's what I would say. His focus is not on these small little disputes. It's on winning at the grand scheme of things, which is life. The best in his profession.
No, absolutely not. That is what is lost in the art of being, like the art of hip hop, and also if you're talking about like being an actual rap artist, like a rapper. Now, when it comes to being a pop star, Drake far out succeeds, Kendrick, Cole, anybody else of this generation. It's him and Beyonce when it comes to being pop stars for this generation. But when it comes to being a rapper, he lost. That was like Game 7 NBA Finals level stage, that beef.
Really?
That was Game 7. No, like it doesn't get any bigger. That's the Super Bowl. That's the Super Bowl right there.
What's rap all about? Isn't it about making money?
No. Life is all about making money.
Okay. But
to some people, not to me.
It's
I got good
about
morals
like
and ethics.
two things, like making money and getting women. Right? I feel like those are two main motifs in many of rap songs.
That is braggadocious rap, yes, and that is something that both Kendrick, Drake, and even Cole participates in from time to time. But I wouldn't say that is the essence of rap. Like, really, at its origins, like the rap battles and the beefs themselves, those were the stages that mattered more than any kind of like chart you were climbing up.
Okay,
Which you can judge it a different way. For you, C-Cat, it's all about the numbers. For them, I promise you that meant a lot to Drake that he lost that one. It's okay, though.
I'll lay down my arms. I'll wave the white flag on this one. You won this argument. How about that?
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Still love me some Drake. Not really inclined to align myself with the kind of things that he does, but still love me some Drake. Much more inclined to align myself with the artistry that is Kendrick. It's all me. We're talking about euphoric moments for sports fans. What the hell happened in the Blues and the Jets last night? Can we hear? Because it felt like the Blues, the St. Louis Blues, were well on their way to a round 2 appearance. They were up by a goal with 2 minutes to go. Or actually, they were up 2 goals? What was the situation there?
This is the waning seconds of the game. And
okay,
right
so this
now,
is
Winnipeg Jets on their own ice scrambling. Like, it looks like they're going to be sent home. This is sad. This is Game 7, winner take all. And it sounded like this. So a game-tying goal with 1 second left in the third period. And the place goes absolutely berserk, ballistic. It is the best-case scenario for that very moment that you just so happen to tie it up with that little time left.
Unprecedented, right?
Yeah, just one of the latest goals of all time, especially to tie it or to take the lead. And I couldn't think of a better in-arena euphoric experience in sports at all.
So I agree with you that because of the rarity of goals in hockey and in soccer too, that there is a certain level, like it's kind of hard to match that moment for moment. I will say, as great as that had to be for the Jets fans that were out there to experience that in person, they'll be telling that story to their kids and their grandkids until they can't speak anymore, and rightfully so. I think of moments like the Minneapolis Miracle, Case Keenum to Stephon Diggs on a play where we didn't expect there to be a touchdown. We thought they were just pushing for field goal range, and he evades Marcus Williams, who for some erroneous reason leads with his head down and his eyes not on Diggs, and he shoots up the sideline and scores a touchdown, and literally was brought to tears in that post-game interview with, I believe it was Josina Anderson. Can't really recall. My only memory is Diggs wiping off tears, shaking his head, and being speechless. Like a play like that, to me, there is no more euphoric moment than to be in the arena for something like that. But then also, I also give you a buzzer beater in a college basketball arena. A buzzer beater game-winning shot in a college basketball arena, because there is nothing between the fan and the actual game itself. That basketball lends itself to some of the best moments for the fan because of that lack of a wall, that lack of a separation of like church and state there. Like, a lot of people have their feet on the wood in some of the biggest games. I do believe that those moments have to be more epic, especially when you get to rush the court afterwards as well. Like, that's got to be like, it's an outer body experience for guys that get to experience that.
But like, every school rushes the court like once every 3 years these days. Like, it's going to be hard pressed to find a college basketball program in the Power Four that has not stormed the courts. I guess unless you're Duke's not storming the court.
Yeah,
I guess so.
UNC, I don't think wasn't there like a scandal because they did for something, and then they were like, "Hey, we're too big for that. We're the Tar Heels."
Yeah, I guess it's different because they can celebrate championships, whether it be regular season tournament or a national tournament for those schools. But it feels like the rarity of scoring a goal in the final second paired with the rarity of scoring a goal whatsoever, because experiencing a goal in a hockey arena is crazy because there's only so few, and you're not really guaranteed. With basketball, the ball goes through the hoop almost 100 times a game. You're kind of numb to that euphoria. Hockey, it may get a 1-0 final. Soccer, you might get a draw, 0-0. And with soccer, the reason why I would kind of put it behind hockey is that there is not a buzzer. The fact that it is just up to the referee's discretion. Like, you know what? This kind of feels like a 4 minutes. That is the thing that soccer fans are just okay with. Like, that is insane to me. It's befuddling that they're just okay with stoppage time and that the referee can just decide to extend a game.
I recently read this article too that outlined the disparity between when referees like are at a home arena. Let's say it's like Arsenal is at home, right? And there's stoppage time, and there's like a gap between how much stoppage time they will give the home team versus how much stoppage time they would give the road team based on who's winning and losing. Like, the statistics bear out that refs favor home teams when it comes to the ambiguous amount of stoppage time. And I think that that's absolutely asinine. They've got to find a way to get that out of the game somehow.
Yeah, it is crazy, but then, you know, now that I start talking about it, it probably lends itself to giving you more dramatic moments. Because, like, hold on a second. Let's not end this game. They have a chance to win right now. We'll just sit in the box for as long as it takes. Like, if you're just dribbling inside the 8-yard box or whatever it is, if you just never leave the box in, like, range of the goal, could that game just go on for eternity? Because you're only down by 1, and this scoring opportunity, this chance never ends?
No, there has to be an effort to progress the ball is the thing. So, like,
but if you're just standing there and you keep on kicking it back and forth, and then you take a shot, it gets knocked right back to you. If you're just taking shots and the goalie's not holding onto the ball, but it's instead hitting off his hand right back to you, the offensive player in that moment, the striker, I mean, the ball's not cleared out.
It's impossible for that to happen more than like 3 times in a row without something happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, without the ball bouncing out of bounds, the goalie finally getting both paws on it. Like,
but the possibility exists, and this game could extend because there's no clock.
Eventually, if you're the refs, you got to blow the whistle. I think it's fair game after like the 5th attempt in that. Now, you're right. It is ambiguous as to how long that kind of a process can go on. I would assume if I'm a referee, after about the 5th shot, it's fair game that I'm going to blow this whistle.
Right, but then you get the player saying, what are you talking about? That's not in the rules. Like, the scoring opportunity is still here.
Yeah, but you had 5 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you really going to blame the refs after you squandered your chances like 5 times in a row? Like, it's not on me at this point.
So what I will say to you to that, yes, the Jets were down by 2 with about 2 minutes to go in that game. They scored 1 goal with about 2 minutes to go. They go down by 1. They score that goal. The thing is,
3 seconds left.
Yeah. The thing that can't happen in sports such as hockey, such as soccer, that can happen in basketball, football, and baseball, you can go from losing to winning. You can't do that. You got to go from losing to tying to winning.
Right.
So to go from, like, the Minneapolis Miracle, from losing that football game, we're thinking maybe they're trying to get in field goal range to tie the game, go to overtime, to losing the game to winning the game is a phenomenon just because of how the sport is designed.
Yes.
To go from losing the game to winning the game. In baseball, you can go from down by 1, 2-run home run, and walk off. You win by 1. You can't get that in hockey. You can't get that in soccer. So maybe that's why it makes that Blackhawks Stanley Cup Finals where they had 2 goals in 76 seconds to win the Stanley Cup Finals. It makes it that much special because of how quickly they went from losing to winning the whole dang thing.
Yeah, and you know what? That would be more impressive. To me, I think it's the 1 goal with 3 seconds to go is nice, right?
It pushed to overtime. It didn't win the game.
Right, it didn't win the game. It pushed them to overtime. I will say 2 goals in under 2 minutes. The whole entirety of those 2 minutes had to feel euphoric for the fans in that arena. Because you're right. It is a scarcity to get a goal. One of the greatest moments in sports, especially like on a just play-to-play basis, is a hockey puck entering a net for the home team's like arena. Like that sets the place ablaze. And to get 2 of those with your season on the line in a game 7 in under 2 minutes and to go to 2 overtimes and pull it out, like, yeah, Winnipeg Jets fans, like, no matter what happens the rest of this postseason, they'll be riding that high for an eternity. On the other side, we do get to the get around. We hit some hot topics, including Greg Popovich. Greg Pop, he's letting his hair down. He's always been a guy that kind of let his hair down, though. You know?
Well, yeah, he lets it grow out. He's kind of given up on his personal appearance.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a reason why he's stepping away. They want to be on TV every other night.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. You know what I'm not okay with?
What?
My air conditioning going out.
No one should be okay with that.
Can't have it. Can't have it. Now, I'm out here in Chicago, and they are praying for the level of warmth that we feel in South Florida right now. But as the temperatures continue to tick up, best believe you are going to be saying prayers that you didn't even know you had the capability of saying if your AC goes out on you and your thermostat just keeps on ticking up and up and up into the 80s. It's insufferable to be in a situation where you don't have any escape from the heat, and that's why I tell you to lock in with EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. EDSisyes.com. Have them come and check out not just your air quality, because they can offer you some things that can help with that, but also your air conditioning unit. Make sure you are going to be safe this summer. It is May 5th. All right, Cinco de Drinko, Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, sure, that's a lot of fun. That means you might be having people over. CCAT, the first time I had a huge air conditioning incident, you know what it was? It was summertime. It was right around my birthday time, which is Memorial Day weekend area. Had some folks over. AC unit couldn't control it. Couldn't keep up. That was before I got with EDS, though. And then once I got them in-house, they were able to teach me not only things I can do to be more preventative, like changing out my filters more often because we burn so many candles in my house that the filter will get clogged up quicker, but also some of the warning signs to look for where I can call EDS, get them to my house, and get things corrected before it is not something that can be repaired without a huge bill. EDSisyes.com. They're trained comfort specialists, hard to stop a train. They are your AC and plumbing experts. Been servicing Palm Beach County since 2006, keeping you cool, keeping me cool. They have flexible financing options, so they make sure that your comfort is not impeded by whatever your budget is. They will work with you to ensure you'll be solid through these strong summer months. So tap in with the good people. Call today or visit EDSisyes.com. When comfort matters, EDS is yes. Get Around's next. Greg Popovich's new nickname on the other side. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami FC on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
While it's not always possible to see contaminated water coming out of the faucet, the taste is difficult to ignore. And what about plastics and pharmaceuticals now in the water? The team at Culligan is here to help. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems designed to filter out those contaminants right at the source. Culligan has been helping the local community with water issues since 1936. Schedule your appointment today at Culligan.com.
Hey, Culligan man! Breaking news from Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. No tariffs on all new Kias. Put your tax refund to work today. That's right. While others talk tariffs, Greenway Kia gives you unbeatable deals. Tariff-free. Turn your tax refund into your dream ride now. Like a 2024 Kia Telluride starting at just $38,998. That's thousands less than the competition. Plus 0% financing available on select models and tariff-free pre-owned vehicles ready to roll. Got a trade? Push it, pull it, drag it. Any make, any miles, any condition. We'll take it. Got a job making $350 a week? Our lenders want to approve you. Put your tax refund to good use. Drive away tariff-free today at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Call 800 New Kias or visit GreenwayKiaWestPalmBeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Credit affects down payment and approval terms, plus tax, tag, and $9.99 admin fee. Negative equity refinanced. Offers don't combine.
Mondays just got better for the men of Palm Beach County. Unlimited Auto Wash is offering $5 off any wash every Monday at all 6 convenient locations. Men's Monday at Unlimited Auto Wash. Don't miss it.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit 1 checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, proud partner of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Uh-oh. Looks like in La La Land in L.A., as we watch the demise of the Lakers, the other franchise over on the football field, or one of the two, I guess. One of the two football franchises that L.A. natives have no care in the world about. Huge news coming out of that camp. It's about that time. It's about that time here on Theoretically Speaking to jump aboard the traveling machine that takes us to the biggest topics all across the globe. It is your favorite thing. It is the Get Around.
I get around. What you mean you don't know? Check me go. I get around.
The Get Around, man. I'm out in Chicago, C-Cat. You're in West Palm, but where are we starting first?
Next stop, we are starting in Los Angeles.
Nice.
As you alluded to, Theo, the Rams and quarterback Matthew Stafford have finalized a new contract. $45 million base, $4 million already paid, and the other $40 fully guaranteed per Ian Rappaport. So that makes it Stafford on the books for $58 million over 2 years. And now we'll get, he was on the books for $58 million over the next 2 years. He's now getting $84 million over the next 2 years, a $30 million increase.
Well-deserved at this point, because also if you're Sean McVay and the Rams and you have any kind of inclination of trying to contend to get one more stab out of this thing, that guy has to be happy. And before this offseason started, we can tell there were rumblings out of his camp. Kelly Stafford, his wife, told us via his podcast that he was not happy with the state of certain things, that he was potentially looking elsewhere to be, suiting up and playing football to finish his career. I'm kind of glad he's staying with the Rams, and I'm glad they're paying him sufficiently. The question is, C-Cat, if you're a guy like Aaron Rodgers and you're looking at Matthew Stafford and how his career has panned out and how even in his declining age, teams like the Rams, and even when the Lions got rid of him, it wasn't because they didn't want him. It was because they were trying to set him free. Teams still yearn for him. I have to wonder if Rodgers is a little bit jealous of the career that Matthew Stafford is having, especially the way that he's closing the door on it. Rodgers has the better numbers. Stafford will be remembered a little bit more fondly.
Yeah, by two different organizations, one of which he didn't even win with. Right. So it's got to feel good knowing that if you're Matt Stafford, you have those legacies built in two different locations. One being kind of a lovable quarterback who was on a losing team, but for some reason it was never his fault, despite teams going up and down as their quarterback goes, but it never applied to him. And then bringing a championship to the Rams. Yeah, you're exactly right on that, where you have the antithesis of that with Aaron Rodgers, where the teams that he leaves don't like him.
They don't. Like, I'm curious if there's Packers fans out there that actually view Rodgers favorably. He's kind of like a punchline to Packers fans, and they're hoping Jordan Love and his legacy actually probably like upends Rodgers so that they can celebrate him even more. I don't feel like even the Packers are gracious of what Rodgers did because of the way in which he left, because of the dud that he had in the final game in the Packers uniform. But then also, you can't be that divisive of a guy and not make up for it on the field with electric play. And over the last 3 or 4 years, we've seen nothing but duds out of that dude. Like, I don't want to ask this question now. We'll probably do this in the summer months, but whose career would you rather have, Matthew Stafford or Aaron Rodgers? Rodgers has the 4 MVPs. They both only have 1 Super Bowl title. A lot more commercials for Aaron Rodgers. I would lean on the side of Matthew Stafford, though, and I don't think it's very close for me personally.
Next stop.
You know what? Let's just stay in Los Angeles and then take a flight to Denver, because that's what Steve Ballmer did for, quote, The Wall. The Wall is the Clippers fan base who guard the Clippers each and every night they have home games. And what Steve Ballmer did was he bought tickets and flew out Clippers fans to watch a James Harden and Kawhi Leonard dud in Denver. And those tickets were really good. They were actually right behind the Nuggets bench. What sticks out to you about that gesture from Steve Ballmer, or the fact that that's a whole lot of hoopla to watch your team get killed?
I think that it's the gesture from Ballmer can't go unnoticed, because I do believe a lot of these owners from all of the franchises are like filthy, stinking rich. Now, Ballmer's obviously one of the richest of them all, but I'm appreciative when these guys, I know it's just pennies to him, but they do certain things to elevate and to appreciate the fan. These fans that got flown out here, I think it was 120 of them or so, like they have been like kind of like the lifeline of the Clippers. You have talked in great measures about what we believe the Wall to be out there in LA. It's just good to see a guy show some love for the love of the game. Now, it sucks for them that they had to like watch that, and I'm wondering, like, are you allowed to leave early when the owner buys you the tickets?
No, I think it's a courtesy thing. You got to stay through the whole thing. Yeah.
You got to stay through that. That's the only part that sucks. Like, it was James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. They really stunk up the joint. That's hard to tough through. I do wonder if you asked those fans, if you polled them, would they have still gone if they knew what the outcome would be? Would they have taken up Ballmer on that offer?
Next stop.
That's a good question.
At least like
actually.
10 of them would have said no.
Yeah, you're exactly right. These are hardcore sports fans. They're not there for the sights and sounds of seeing a new city, i.e. Denver, Colorado. They want to go and watch Clippers history.
Right. They're not like influencers or people that are going for like the glorification of them. They actually love watching the Clippers play basketball. So it had to be a miserable experience, despite they got flown out by the owner of the Clippers and put in some damn good seats. Really weird.
Next stop.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, because A.J. Brown, star receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles, proposed to his long-term girlfriend over the weekend. And he did it big, man. He did it absolutely massive in this kind of gesture to his now fiancée. John Legend sung there live as he was proposing to his girlfriend. Theo, what are your thoughts on that?
Number one, I will say, ironically, there was supposed to be a celebrity sighting at my wedding that happened last year in February, and that celebrity was going to be John Legend. I don't remember who on my wife's side of the family had lined that up, but it apparently fell through last minute, I guess because it was like Super Bowl weekend. So I almost experienced something similar to A.J. Brown. I will say you brought it up the first time to me, and I thought it was absolutely cool for A.J. Brown to do that. But then you also mentioned how it could be weird if your fiance, after she says yes, has like a greater reaction when she witnesses John Legend and sees that it's him in the flesh. And like if she gets a little bit too ecstatic over that, then it's going to sour it a little bit for me.
Like, wow, this was a good day. I love the proposal. My life is changed forever. But now it's a great day because John Legend's here, and it gives him a big hug. And she's happier to see that he's there than A.J. Brown.
To be fair, if you're A.J. Brown's girlfriend and now fiance, it is justified for you to have a greater reaction for seeing John Legend in the flesh singing for y'all. Because you're anticipating, it's kind of like what we talked about with the hockey goals versus like a game-winning shot in basketball. Ball goes through the net all the time in the game. You see A.J. Brown every day of your stinking life. You knew eventually he was going to propose to you. None of this is that big of a shock to you. The surprise was John Legend is right here. Like, I couldn't blame her. I couldn't blame her. It would hurt my feelings if I was A.J. Brown.
Oh, really?
I think it would hurt my feelings, but like in that moment, like I remember when I did my proposal, I blacked out anyways, so I can't remember what I was feeling, thinking, or saying. I only know it because we had it on video. But I think looking back on it, if we watched the video back together and I noticed her reaction when I proposed versus her reaction when she saw John Legend, and if it was greater for John Legend, I would get a little disheartened. I would be a little hurt by that. Keeping it G.
Next
I can be vulnerable.
We're going to the great state of Kentucky because over the weekend it was the Kentucky Derby. That's Churchill Downs, right? I forgot the name of the,
Churchill.
the track. Yeah, Churchill Downs. Have you ever been, Theo?
I've not been to Churchill Downs. I've been to Lexington, Kentucky. I need to get out there.
Well, Mike Tirico was on the desk for NBC at the Kentucky Derby for a little bit. Well, he had an allergic reaction that pulled him off the desk mid-broadcast. It was a nut allergy.
Oh.
He ate something that accidentally had peanuts in it. Do you have any allergies?
I have springtime allergies that flare up. I don't have any allergies to food. Oh, you know what? Sunflower seeds. Something in sunflower seeds gives me a weird allergic reaction, and I also grew up with I think a bit of a shellfish allergy, but I fought my way through it, and now I think I beat it. I used to not be able to eat crab legs without having to pop a Benadryl afterwards. Now I can. So, not sure if I beat it or if I have forever internally changed something inside of myself that is probably going to do some damage down the line. We'll find out later, but can you beat allergies? I think that's a thing.
Yeah, I think when you grow up, you just kind of pass it by. Like, listen, I'm not 7-year-old anymore. I don't need to sit at a different lunch table because you have the peanuts and the non-peanuts. I think you definitely can outgrow allergies. When I was working in Oklahoma, the thing about my city, my town in Oklahoma was...
Oh, your city.
There was no movie theater. The closest movie theater was an hour and a half away in Oklahoma City. And the movie King Kong vs. Godzilla was in theaters. So me and my coworker drove an hour and a half southeast to go to that movie on a random Thursday night when it was coming into theaters. We stopped at an ice cream shop on the way back, and they had a blizzard called the Animal Cracker treat or whatever. The coworker that I went there with apparently was allergic to something in that dessert. And while we're driving back up late Thursday night, it's a work night. We're both morning music DJs, so we got to be up early in the morning. He's slowly but surely introducing to me the fact, while I'm driving, that he's getting uncomfortable. Something's not right. I'm not really feeling good. And then randomly he goes, man, this thing bleep me up, takes out an EpiPen, and shoots himself right in the leg with it.
Whew.
I almost drove off the road. I've never experienced someone use an EpiPen before. That's my only experience with allergies in a serious kind of circumstance. You ever seen an EpiPen used before?
Outside of Hitch, I've never seen it happen. The question is, I thought you had to stab yourself in the neck with an EpiPen.
No, he went
right
to the thigh.
Which is way more dramatic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of medical dramas. It doesn't have to be the neck.
I feel like if I had an EpiPen, if I wanted to up the stakes in the room and get people really concerned about things, I would just go for the neck.
What if you get your jugular?
Ooh. Well, go to the side of the neck. Don't go for the throat.
I don't want me. You're going through a tumultuous time there. I don't know if your aim will be that great.
You're right. Well, here's the thing. You grab. Okay, you just hit the thigh. Then I didn't know you could do the thigh. I always thought it was a throat thing. I thought it was you had to stab yourself in the neck to get to where the reaction was happening. So, I guess you learn something new every day.
That's the get around.
That was the get around. The happy hour is next. Your boy Theo on the road from the Thou Wow, ESPN 1000, ESPN Chicago. C-Cat is back home at ESPN West Palm, and Tina is on the way. Don't you worry a second longer. Happy hour's next on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 1063.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
The playoffs are heating up, but your home shouldn't. Stay cool with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
My kind of breakfast is a McDonald's breakfast. It just adds a little sizzle to your morning. Like the Sausage McMuffin with egg with its savory hot sausage. Or an Egg McMuffin toasted to perfection with real butter. But the best has to be a Sausage, Egg, and Cheese McGriddles. Soft griddle cakes, melty American cheese, and a sizzling sausage. I can grab any 2 for $6. I can already hear the savory sizzle. Or maybe that's just my stomach. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
You know what I could really go for right now? Literally anything that comes in a McDonald's carton, wrapper, or bag. Or a McDonald's cup. Yes, any of those items should do it.
Get 20% off your entire purchase over $10 or more when you use mobile order and pay in the McDonald's app. Offer valid through 5/31/25 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Must opt into rewards.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
As market dynamics change, the quality of service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver where others can't. Visit anchin.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 24 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and Men's Lacrosse title. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
Hi, this is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers.
We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. So lovely to be kicking it with you all again. It is a Motion Monday. We have entered the happy hour. It is Theoretically Speaking, coming to you live from ESPN Chicago, ESPN Thou Wow. We got Tina and CCAT back at ESPN West Palm, holding down the home front, holding down the Evan Cohen studios. CCAT's on the other side of the glass, whereas Tina, is that my seat you're in?
I am in your seat today.
Are you going to fall out of it like last time? Do you have to take a leap out of it? Are we going to get you down to escalate it properly?
I did have to kind of like hop up in the chair because it's so tall where you sit, and it's not good height for me.
Got to fill up the screen is the thing. I prop it up some because I got to fill up, and I don't like a lot of headspace behind me with the backdrop.
I have a ton of headspace.
Yeah.
Lots of headspace on the stream.
That's fine. CCAT is it's kind of don't say that because now CCAT's going to be mad. He's going to feel like you're criticizing his work.
Yeah, now I feel like I got to go to action.
No,
I've got to do some more work, and I didn't do my due diligence before this. But yeah, it's okay.
Don't do anything.
No, you were great. I was actually sitting in my original spot at first, and then I couldn't see you. And CCAT's like, no, you should move. You should see Theo. And so he got me all situated here. So nice. I'm thankful for that.
One quick question I have for y'all. What do you think was more motivating for Steph Curry? Do you think that he was more motivated by the fact that Anthony Edwards has been calling him out and he had to make sure that Warriors Wolves did happen this week for the round 2? Or do you think him watching his son Cannon get absolutely that dude, his son Cannon, who has got to be like 6 years old maybe or so, saw Steph walking off the floor in Game 6. Like immediately when he locked eyes with him, he turned away as dejected as I've ever seen his son. He was so disappointed in Steph.
Yeah, that's tough to stomach because often, I bet that happens a lot with no cameras around.
Right.
Not for Steph Curry because he succeeds so much, but for any professional athlete with children whatsoever, because these kids are young. Like you said, Cannon is 6 years old. They're not fully developed yet. They don't know that that's kind of really mean and disrespectful to your dad, that you just won't want to look at him because he lost. That sucks that it was on camera on live television, though.
He was heartbroken, and it was genuine. And the funny thing is, I'm curious, because sometimes kids are always in their own world. Tina, have you seen the video of Cannon seeing Steph walk off this Game 6 a couple of days ago?
I haven't seen this video, but I feel like kids, though, I feel like that wouldn't affect him because kids are so honest when they're young, and they probably hurt your feelings all the time, that his son Cannon's probably said things to him that like a little walk-off probably didn't do much.
I also, though, wonder, sometimes kids are in their own world so much that he could have been throwing a fit about something totally different, and it just looked to us, the outside world, as if he was so mad that Steph lost. Like, there's a chance he didn't even realize the Warriors didn't win the game, you know?
Maybe he didn't get a snack or something, and he's just upset, and he's like, I want to go home.
Yes, but he looked Steph in the eyes. He, you could tell he was disappointed or distraught. He whipped his body around, turned around, and then, jumped in his mother's lap with his head facing down. It was, really sad to watch. And Steph, with the help of Buddy Hield, he did give Cannon a better result last night in Game 7. The Rockets getting dunced by the Warriors. Did you realize they played in the playoffs 5 times since 2015, Rockets-Warriors?
Really?
You want to know what the record is?
It's got to be Warriors sweeping them, right?
5-0. Steph is the Rockets killer. He's an absolute demon in my hometown, so he's got to relax a little bit. One thing that could help maybe Rockets fans get over what was a tough weekend is maybe a little, if I give a little cocktail glass to the good fellas and fill it up with something tasty. Do we have a cocktail of the day, Tina?
Of course we do. It's Cinco de Mayo.
Of course.
It is Cinco de Mayo. So do you know what kind of cocktail I'll be giving today?
Margarita.
It has to be a margarita.
Absolutely.
A strawberry mezcal.
Woo!
Margarita.
Pump the brakes, Tina, because last night, Ashley and I, we could keep the music going. Yeah, don't cut the music.
I don't know. I want a dramatic pause.
Yeah, that was dramatic.
Last night, Ashley and I were at this spoken word, Ashley, my wife, by the way, this spoken word R&B lounge type thing where there was these great musicians playing. It was one of the best times I've had in my life, literally. And we stumbled upon this delicious mezcal margarita they had there. No flavoring. Here's how we stumbled upon it, though. We asked for a margarita with flavoring. They said they had none. I said, can we throw some mezcal in it then? Because that smokiness adds to the experience. And I might have had about 20 of them things.
Wow.
Buttons down, shades on. It was a good time.
Love that for you. Shades on.
Yeah. So what's up with the this is the wedding. We're gonna get to this picture soon. The wedding he popped up on the YouTube. What's in this strawberry mezcal margarita?
For the rim, we've got some salt or some sea salt, whatever you'd like.
Sea salt, please.
Oh, love sea salt. Some lime wedges, 2 to 3 strawberries, agave syrup, mezcal, Cointreau, and some fresh lime juice.
I feel like I've heard the word agave a lot more the last couple of years. Is this a trend? Did we just discover what agave is?
It's a nice sweetener.
Because I've been getting straws. You know how the whole going from plastic straws to paper straws, the pendulum has swung a little bit to now we're getting to more recycled straws. The straw I get for our morning coffee every day, it's an agave straw.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't
taste agave on it?
No, it tastes like plastic, which is good, which is preferred.
Oh, okay. So it's made out of the stuff that you get. Like agave is, you know.
Yes.
Well, because the sweetness in agave comes from inside. I guess it's made from the skin probably of the agave.
Maybe the rind, possibly.
Yeah,
but I feel
rind,
like we're having a moment with agave that we had with avocados in 2009.
It's really good.
I'll say agave's been consistent for me because of the amount of margaritas that I drink and that I like. So, nothing new for me.
Well, didn't what's the rapper that has their own seltzers? Is it Travis Scott?
Travis Scott, yeah.
Yes, he has
seltzers.
The cacti, the tequila. Yes.
Cacti Park at the Palm Beach.
Of course, named after the cacti drink. He has agave in his, right? Doesn't he have maybe a main flavor?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tequila has to have real tequila. Has to have agave in it, 100% agave, right?
So agave's been around forever?
Yeah.
Forever, yeah.
We didn't discover, I thought we just discovered agave.
No.
Are you trying to Christopher Columbus agave right now?
No, I'm just recognizing the up-and-coming fruit of our time, which is agave apparently right now.
Is it technically a fruit? Or is it like a vegetable? Agave.
I have no idea.
Or is it like a plant? I think it's a plant.
I think it's a plant.
You look that up, and I'll tell you where you can get a drink with agave in it, and that is Duffy's Sports Grill. Now, you probably can get a mezcal margarita at your Duffy's today. It is Cinco de Mayo, but I know you can do, no matter the day, no matter the time, is get 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. Duffy's Sports Grill is a place to be, especially as we get all this postseason action, the 2-for-1 drinks, the 80 or more televisions, the award-winning burgers and jumbo wings. That is the way you want to go. Duffy'sMVP.com. Go online today, sign up, get your MVP card, become an MVP reward member, start tracking those rewards, and every time you visit a Duffy's, you start to get a little bit more traction towards stacking up them points. You can be just like CCAT with the apps and the discounts. Duffy'sMVP.com, Duffy's Sports Grill. And another thing I got to tell you, if you're going there for one of the many starters they have, I've always talked about the amazing mozzarella sticks. I do have to say that ever since CCAT and I have discussed it, go with ahi tuna.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
The tuna tataki.
Rock out. The tuna tataki. Tuna tataki.
I love
Is that how
mahi
you say
tuna.
it?
Yeah, I believe that's what they call it on the menu. Yeah, of course.
Right.
So we have
WWP.com.
we do want to educate the viewers, and
W Sports Grill.
I did a little bit of research, and agave is neither a fruit nor is it a vegetable. Like you guys alluded to, it's a plant. It's
Look
in the
at me.
asparagus family.
It makes sense though, because I'm plant guy. I'm the plant dad, plant poppy. So yeah, I'm locked in.
You're
baby.
a good bartender too.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I try to be. We got to do some. Wait, Tina. How was your birthday bash? Your birthday boot camp.
Tina's birthday boot camp was amazing.
Third person, no shame in that.
That is what I've been a little extra these past 2 years, where I've made graphics for my birthday activity and I've sent it to everyone who's involved. And the graphic this year said Tina's birthday boot camp,
Nice.
the when, the where, and it was so fun. I had the best time on Saturday. I had two of my favorite things. Fitness, which is a big part of my life and something that I love and do every day. And then my friends, all mixed into one room. You have amazing music. We're getting an amazing workout in that kicked our butt. It was an overall just amazing time. I'm like on a high still from it. I wish I could do it every single weekend.
Wow.
And just have everyone there. It was amazing. It was so amazing.
So one thing I will ask.
Some
number one,
people probably hate me.
No,
Let me add
no.
that. Yes, some of my
Only
friends.
C-Cat hates you.
Some of my friends afterwards and during the workout were like, "What did you sign up for?" And you are not allowed to plan any more birthday activities for yourself anymore. But I don't care. Hey, I think they deep down had a good time.
Of course they had a good time. I'm mad I missed out on it. Of course I was out here in Chicago for a wedding and more festivities and kicking it and vibes. I've been having a great time, by the way. Absolute fun season for your boy. But who won the workout is my question.
Who won the workout?
Yeah, like, who was the most impressive?
How do you judge? I guess, yeah. So is it based on expectations and surpassing said expectations, or just the best athletic freak that showed up to Tina's birthday boot camp?
Yes.
See, I wasn't paying attention that much to everyone. This isn't the best person there. But one of our teammates was extremely distracting. Well, there's a timer already going. There's pods in F45.
Oh, it's Colin, yeah.
It was Colin, yes. Colin was so distracting.
Being distracting, yeah, I think we kind of got that right on the number.
There's 3 different pods for the workouts you did. In each pod, you're doing so many workouts. The middle pod was a total of 5 minutes long. And you're switching off with a partner. It's a partner-based workout, switching back and forth, either for 30 seconds or an amount of reps. Well, Colin Russo, and another one of our teammates, Mike Jones, they were partnered together, and Colin kept counting out loud. I'm like, dude, shut up.
Counting out loud what? Counting down?
When they kept having to switch. And I'm like, silently switch. No one else has to count while they are doing this workout. Do your 30 seconds, look at the timer, and silently switch. You don't have he can go 3, 2, 1. I'm like, Colin, shut up, please.
Yeah, that's weird. Why is he doing that?
I don't know.
Because he goes to F45 also a lot, right? Didn't he already hit his 100 class marker? He's not new to this.
No, he's not new at all. But
Does
he
he
was
do
like,
this at F45 classes all the time?
I have no idea.
Showing off.
I don't take many classes with him. I don't take another one of our teammates was there, Casey Korth. I haven't taken many classes with him. He crushed it. Everyone there really did an amazing job.
Was there like a cake with candles, but fitnessified to where there was like a dumbbell with, creatine?
No, there was nothing.
So you tell me your friends didn't get you a cake again?
No, but
Wow.
Yes. But I told even the trainer, I go, this is a regular workout. I just want to work out with my friends and have a good time. There was a DJ there who played amazing music. He was taking requests during the workout. I requested some Hannah Montana, and he played that, which made it even better. We were dancing, we were singing, we were working out. It was an overall good time. And just big thank you to F45 Palm Beach Gardens for letting me put that on. And anyone else can do that as well. Like if you wanted to do like a private class, which we're totally doing one again. There was some other teammates who couldn't make it, who had some FOMO, and they're like, I want to do this though. And I'm like, we're going to set another one up. So
let's do it quarterly. Let's set up quarterly boot camps
I'm open
with Tina.
to that. Yeah, I love that. I love it.
Let's do it. I'm down.
So I kind of want to go down this path. If you truly changed everything about a birthday party and made it a workout, you're not doing shots of tequila. You're doing shots of whey protein powder that you're trying to choke down. You're like coughing like the cinnamon challenge.
Probably some pre-workout beforehand. That would be like our birthday shots.
It's the pregame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
But no water allowed. No, it's just got to be just the
Dry
powder.
scoops?
Dry scoops of
Ain't no way.
pre-workout.
Those are
sickos. You know the reaction how you have when you have a shot of pure alcohol. It's hard to do. You got to muscle up the the courage to do it. It can't be easy. You got to muscle up the courage to take down the powder. And then what would be a cake with candles version in a fitness
protein bar?
Yeah, they
probably like some protein bars or just like a big breakfast.
Just one of those veggie milkshakes.
Or like a smoothie, something like that. Like a smoothie,
A birthday smoothie.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
That wouldn't be bad.
And the only problem with having a birthday celebration centered around a workout is once the workout is over with, like everybody's got to go their separate ways and shower. I'm not hanging out with y'all funky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everyone was sweaty. Everyone was soaked in their clothes and towels. Yeah, there was.
Did you, Theo, when you were in high school, did you shower after gym?
No.
Right. I feel like we kind of as a society aged out of that.
Yeah. You just had to Axe body spray. That was it.
Right. You just kind of deal with it. Maybe change your clothes and you use your gym clothes to wipe some sweat off your body. Yeah. And that's kind of the best you can do because when is the last generation of high schoolers actual shower in school?
Did you actually have time to shower? I don't remember even having time to shower.
Technically you would. They would carve out the last 10 minutes or so as you're wrapping up in the locker room to shower. Nobody did it because, probably it would have been weird, right? But what I will say is, thankfully, at least in my school system, if you were an athlete, they would make your gym or athletic period the last period of the day. So it wouldn't matter as much.
Okay.
So that's what kind of saved me from that. I can't really remember what went. I feel like in middle school, it was just I think I had PE midday, and you just hit your body with the Axe spray. You wipe down. You didn't really hop in the showers, and it wasn't necessary.
And you getting buck naked in high school, after that seems like a foreign concept to me. I would never even.
A lot of schools are probably doing it. Probably,
really still no way.
So.
Did you have people in your grade who refused to wear the gym clothes and would just wear their regular clothes?
They took the C in the period. That was one for
such a silly way to lose.
Yes.
To get a bad grade.
Walk the mile, wear the jeans during gym, and you just take the C. It's okay. I don't need an A in gym. I'm just going to take the C in PE.
Speaking of taking the C, how about some Culligan water? Because that's what I would cool down with. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone probably needed that on Saturday at the workout.
Absolutely. You should have walked over to the studio. I guess you were in Palm Beach Gardens. We had a bunch of Culligan water at the studio. Culligan water, man, an absolute godsend. Now, there's been recent legislation that is now actually on the table here in the state of Florida about your water, about fluoridization. Fluoridization. Putting fluoride out of the water. All right? All right.
Okay.
The state
Listen,
of Florida.
you were not close.
Florida. How do you say it?
I don't know how you say it.
Because I'm trying to say Florida and then fluoridation, I think, is the.
They were trying to take fluoride out of the water.
So, fluoride is in the drinking water of 49 states right now. The only state that has bounced it is the state of Utah. Right now, it is on the board for the state legislators and your governor here in Florida on whether or not they're going to take the fluoride out of the draw. Anyway, here's what I'll tell you. If you want to have dominion over your own drinking water and not have to rely on whatever the heck governor or your elected officials decide for your water, you're going to want to hook up with a company like Culligan Water, who not only can help you with things like that, but also they can strengthen your system in general. They can come out to your home. You set up a schedule. Go to Culligan.com. They can do a free water test with you. They can check and see what is in your water right now. Florida has some of the worst water in the country. It is bad. When I got my water checked, I was like, yo, Tim, can you hook up the system today? I would stay in a hotel for the next few weeks until you get this thing rolling because I cannot continue to take this stuff into my body. There's toxins, there's chemicals, there's pharmaceuticals, there's waste in your water. Culligan can tell you exactly what's in it and also what they can equip you with to get it out. I myself have a water softener system. I also have a reverse osmosis system that purifies my drinking water and the ice in my home. Culligan also just sells water. If you want some good, clean drinking water, Culligan.com. They've got it right there for you. Tap in, holla at them, open up your door and say,
hey, Culligan man.
Call me off guard.
Culligan.com. I know. I saw. I realized that. That's why I gave you a little time there. Culligan.com. Tap in with the good people. They've been servicing you all since 1936. It's a long time. Culligan.com. Tina, I got to get your opinion on this CCAT as well. I got into some trouble. I got into some sticky water. I consider myself a fun guy. I love to enjoy myself. As you all know, the more enjoyment I have, the less amount of buttons I utilize when I'm at a party or any kind of situation. Well, I went to a wedding this weekend in Chicago, And it was on my wife's side of the fam, so they're not used to this side of Theo. And let's just say, a credit to the people that put the wedding together because I had a hell of a time. But I did get chastised and criticized and made fun of and in trouble with the in-laws. So I'll have you all be the judge on whether or not my wedding fit was appropriate. And we'll show that on the other side. Just so make sure you tap into the YouTube stream. You got about 3 or 4 minutes. We're going to go to a quick break. You got some minutes now at ESPN West Palm on YouTube. Help me out. Let me know if this was wedding appropriate or did I take it too far. It's the happy hour. That's Tina. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak high. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manso's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manso's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, proud partner of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Steve Kerr hit them Rockets with a 1-3-1 zone and they ain't know what to do. The Rockets only got up 18 threes. The Warriors made 18 of them, and that's not a formula for winning. And that's why the Warriors sent them packing, and they got the Wolves tomorrow. So don't worry, if you're a Rockets fan, the Warriors will be joining you on vacation very soon. As Ant-Man says, good guy gonna die in this movie. And I think Steph Curry gonna be the quote-unquote good guy. Warriors, Wolves coming up. Can't wait for that one. Guys, I'm starting to settle in with the idea that I might just be an absolute nuisance. I might be a menace to society. I might be the problem. And we're going to address whether or not I was the problem at the wedding we attended here in Chicago this past weekend, because father-in-law and my uncle both agree that what I did and how I was acting was an issue. So before we do that, though, can I tell y'all about a place where champions reside?
Of course.
That's much more fun. Kaiser University, right off of I-95 and the Turnpike in West Palm Beach, the flagship campus of Kaiser University, where champions reign supreme. They've got 24 NAIA titles in the history of the Kaiser programs. We're talking football, women's swimming and diving, men's swimming and diving, lacrosse on both sides. The baseball team was rocking this year. Basketball, they're nearing Red Banner territory the way that Coach Chief has things churning. KUSeahawks.com. That's where you can go to lock in and find out all things Seahawks. KUSeahawks.com. The Kaiser University athletics programs, they have a Learfield Cup trophy for a reason. That's what you get in the NAIA when you're good at everything. They should just call it a good at everything trophy, the Learfield Cup trophy. That's what it means. KUSeahawks.com. Tap in, see their latest schedule, news, and scores. KUSeahawks.com. I'm big on accountability. I am. I'm big on accountability. So it hurts me to be honest in this moment, to be a little vulnerable and say my father-in-law and my uncle, they were probably right. They're probably right.
What are they right about?
I went to
Was
a
it the
wedding.
groom? Like your uncle that was the groom?
No, not him. He did not make a comment. He was the groom. He didn't he might have said something behind my back. He didn't get a chance to chastise me in person. I did see him give me a look at one point. Maybe it was disappointment, maybe it was shock. But we went to a wedding this weekend in Chicago, and I wanted to get a new suit for this wedding. I wasn't able to, so I had to flare up an old suit. I had to give it a little flavor so that I can come through correct. And I went with this olive green suit I had. I put a little party shirt underneath it. A lot of people said it had a Palm Beach flair to it. It was a little Jay McLaughlin shirt.
Darn small.
I rocked the fit, and the fit is perfectly fine. My wife had no issues with it as I got ready in the hotel room until right before we were about to leave our room, as I was adjusting my fit to feel properly entertained enough, I said, this would probably go better since I have no tie if I just drop one or two buttons on this thing. So I drop a few buttons. I look down. Everything looks appropriate. I look at my wife. She looks absolutely petrified. And I think part of it is she knew it was a possibility I would do this at the wedding, but also she was hoping I would not walk into the wedding that way. And I assured her I would not be at the actual wedding with that many buttons down. I told her if the reception gets good and if I'm feeling the vibes and if the flow is just right, you know what happens? Like, you can judge. I have a barometer on me. Like, this is literally a measure of my entertainment. The more fun I'm having, the less buttons I have done. And as we got to the wedding, which was absolutely wonderful and beautiful, shout out Rob and Kim. Y'all looked at, or Tiffany. Oh, no, my wife is mad at me now. Shout out Uncle Rob and newly minted Auntie Tiff. Y'all looked amazing. Y'all really rocked it. Y'all did y'all's thing. Almost brought a little tear to my eye listening to those vows. And then I got to the reception, and we're grooving, and it's open bar, and I'm having a good time. And slowly but surely, as the songs continue to play, the buttons continue to disintegrate. And I don't even choose to do this. Tina, C-Cat, like, we've partied together before. C-Cat, when we went to the party after ESPN Top 63, and I probably went a couple buttons down there. It just happens, right? Like, I don't even think I use my hands to unbutton them.
No, there's a ghost that
They just magically.
Just starts to fall apart. My shirts do. So that happened at the actual reception, and it's about an hour and a half into the reception. We're all grooving. We're having a good time. I think people were just doing like the electric slide. So I thought I would be cool with stepping out onto the dance floor now, and it's only 3 buttons undone. And I did have my shades on, to be fair, inside at about 8 p.m., 9 p.m. So that was also adding to the look of a guy that might be a little bit too aggressive for the moment. But in my excitement and in my dancing and in my partying with my shirt now mostly undone, I see my father-in-law out of the corner of my eye looking over at me. So I'm grooving, and I look over at him. I'm thinking he's looking at me as a sign of approval, like, I see you having fun. You're having a good time. I look back over at him like, yeah, like, what up? And I'm not kidding you all, he looks at me, can't talk because there's a lot of music pouring in. His face tightens up, and he goes just like this, Superman, Cam style. shirt open move. You know what I'm saying? You know how Cam Newton will score a touchdown, he'll dab, and then he'll rip his shirt open like that, do the pantomime. He did that to me, but in a disapproving sense. Like, what the hell are you doing at my brother's wedding?
So my first question was, if this is how you started the night. Like,
No.
did the night start with, like, all the buttons buttoned, and then
All
they
of them.
slowly came? But, well, you said you did start. You walked out the hotel room, and a few were unbuttoned. But
I
by the
did.
time you got to the ceremony, they were buttoned up.
Yes. So when I had them unbuttoned in the hotel room, it was me practicing just to see what it would look like. And to be fair, I did not look at it from the perspective of other people. I just looked down. And when I looked down with my arms tight together, the shirt was still mostly closed. Because, just because you unbutton the shirt doesn't mean your chest is necessarily out.
Yeah.
Your shirt can be closed and unbuttoned at the same time. So that's what I thought was happening. I didn't realize it at the time, but there was much more chest available to the viewing public than I assumed.
It looks like you were passed out and someone took one of those electronic heart resuscitators and put them on your pectorals. That's how much buttons were down and how much chest was exposed.
We see a full pec in this picture.
Yeah, you're on nip slip watch.
Yeah.
Like, you were legitimately flashing nips to the entire crowd.
What I will say is that is the ultimate compliment I can give anybody at a party.
Is what, showing them that?
Is that you're having that good of a time that the buttons are undone?
Yeah, it's my tell-all. Like, if my shades are on at night inside, and if my buttons are unbuttoned all the way down to the core,
and you were
then
on the
I'm
dance
having the time
floor.
of my life. So C-Cat, if the ultimate compliment I can pay you, you know how, like, for a chef, the ultimate compliment you can pay them if they invite you over and prepare a meal is like a clean plate, and they're like, oh my God, like a happy plate, that just warmed my heart. If you invite me over for any kind of function into your establishment or your home, and the less clothing I have on, the better the environment was for me, the better you did as a host.
So now in any social gathering we're at, whether I host it or not, I'm going to bring that up. And like, oh, so
Keeping
like,
an eye on the buttons.
Like, wow, you got a turtleneck on right now, so you must want to get out of here.
I'm having a terrible time.
Yeah.
I'm having a terrible time.
Text an Uber right now.
If I show up somewhere with a shirt that I'm incapable of unbuttoning, you can already tell that I'm not expecting to have a great time.
1 foot out the door.
Yeah. It's kind of like when somebody doesn't take their coat off when they walk in somewhere, and it's like, oh, this guy's ready to leave. That's me if I have a shirt that's not unbuttonable. So what I will say is I've had the time of my life this weekend in Chicago. Chicago is stealing my very heart. My wife is always nudging me like, oh, wouldn't it be nice to go to Chicago someday? I'm always like, yeah, but it gets cold often. I don't like the cold. The fact that my shirts have like nary a button has been utilized this whole weekend can tell you everything about my time so far in Chicago. And I think instead of my uncle and my father-in-law criticizing me for having my shirt unbuttoned and having my shades on inside at a very, very nice reception party, they should be taking that as a compliment to how great of a party they hosted, and I enjoyed myself to the fullest extent.
So the elephant on the stream, on our YouTube stream where you can watch us, is you can see what Theo's talking about, what he's wearing. You can also see that Theo's wearing a button-up shirt right now.
I am.
So right now you have one button unbuttoned.
Just one.
So, did something happen earlier in the day that made you unbutton, or did you start the day with one button off?
One button off today. One button off. Now, I will say I thoroughly enjoyed the walk. They got these fresh tulips planted all throughout downtown Chicago. Got to send y'all a picture. It's absolutely beautiful. So, just one button down. This is not a party environment. These rules only apply when in a party setting.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this, it's almost like a tip to the DJ.
All right.
If you can see my nipples... If you see the tip of my nipple, then that is a tip to the DJ of, hey, you're doing great, buddy.
Or it's cold. Like that, too.
Yeah, that, too. I'm just saying, man, like, again, I will acknowledge that I might be the problem. But what I will also say is one of the most preeminent things in life for me is to have a good time, is to have fun. And I do not think that I should be chastised for having a great time, for enjoying myself. And the best way to gauge whether or not I'm enjoying myself is how many buttons are down. And I will say this past weekend, it's been a 3-button down weekend. I hope Chicago continues to live up to the bill for the boy. On the other side, we got the last call and more serious things. Plus, Tina going to deliver a huge thank you to us because we've got to get those poems to her soon. We owe you. So we'll get to that and more. That's Tina C-Cat. We're theoretically speaking in the happy hour on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Breaking news on ESPN 1063 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 1063 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 1063 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 1063 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
As market dynamics change, the quality and service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Partner-owned since 1923, Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't. Visit ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County, right on through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Y'all want a quick update? Quick update on our draft of NBA champions. Before the NBA postseason, myself, Tina, and C-Cat drafted potential champions. The person that wins, I don't know if we've decided the prize, but as we know on this show, no punishment ever happens anyways. Tina had first pick. She picked the Cavaliers. Thank God she had first pick because her next 3 picks are already eliminated.
Whoa!
So Tina has the Cavs,
Christina Rizzo,
Bucks, the Rockets, and the Pistons. The Bucks and the Rockets and the Pistons all got bounced in the first round. Sorry, Tina. So you're a Cavs fan now going forward.
I guess so.
Myself, a little bit stronger than Tina out the gates. I have the Thunder, the Warriors, the Nuggets. Now, I got 2 teams that went 7, so that's a little concerning. But then I do have the Clippers who got eliminated by the Nuggets. That was more of a hedge. More of a hedge to get the Clippers at that point. That was my last pick. Wasn't expecting much. C-Cat, your first pick was the Celtics.
Sure is.
Your second pick was the Lakers. Good guy gonna die in this movie.
That's tough.
Your next 2, though, Knicks and Timberwolves, both alive. I'm so mad you got the T-Wolves. That's my preseason pick to win the title. And how'd you get them with the last pick?
Well,
That's
because
crazy.
you were after me. That's how I got them the last pick. I knew
you
wanted
You
them.
would have been cool with the Clippers, but you got the T-Wolves just to spite me.
Sure did.
And it worked out. So we both had 3 teams alive. Tina is just rooting for the Cavs. We'll see how that works out. No time for a last call today, huh? Do we have a last call?
I have a last call.
All right, give it up, yeah.
Cinco de Mayo theme. 2 words, fill in the blank. When life gives you avocados.
Make guacamole.
Good job, Theo.
That's what I'm talking about. Wow. Can we make spicy guacamole?
Oh, yes.
That's my one rule to all of you as you go out to enjoy Cinco de Drinko or Cinco de Mayo. Everyone, make spicy guacamole. Don't give people that mild stuff. Don't waste my time. Spicy guac. Spicy guac tonight. C-Cat, Tina, y'all celebrating?
Of course, with a margarita.
Perfecto.
No, I'm going home.
Perfecto. I'll be celebrating in and out of these Chicago streets, buttons all the way down. This is a lot of fun. Coming back to you live again from ESPN 1000. Thanks to Eric for setting it up. C-Cat, Tina, have some fun. Russo and Rizzo next. Go in love. Go in peace. Go enjoy.
Hi, this is Blaine Isbell, Corporate Vice President of Team IP. For over 30 years, Team IP has been a national leader in decorated apparel and promotional products. National corporate brands and 22 college bowl games, including the Boca Raton Bowl, make Team IP